David, thanks so much for your time.
Sure, Carmine. My pleasure.
So the first craft movie came out in the 90s, and so did the X-Files, which allowed you to collect already a lot of experiences with supernatural stuff. So I was wondering, how much did your personal relationship to horror change or develop in the past 20, 30 years?
I mean, I don't really have a personal relationship with horror. I mean, when I was a kid, I loved horror movies. They were probably my favorite films. You know, when I was a boy. Probably the only movies that I went to as a boy. And then obviously with the X Files, you know, apparently I have a relationship with horror. But you know, when you're acting, you don't really have the same kind of relationship to the material as the viewer. So I mean, I'm always concerned in the humanity of, you know, the portrayal and making it real, or as real as I can. So what I do like about horror, as we've seen certainly through Blumhouse and through the last maybe 5 or 7, 10 years, is that horror and thrillers and sci-fi as well can really tackle present day social issues in a way that is doesn't feel like medicine. You know, you can actually tackle big issues allegorically or symbolically, and Blumhouse has certainly been, you know, involved in those kinds of movies, and I do appreciate that. I think that's my relationship to horror now, is really um, appreciating how a smart horror film can function on two levels. Yeah.
So the sequel to The Craft is coming out 24 years. The first one came out, and since you've had experience with a revival with the X Files, what would you say is the main challenge about bringing back a successful property after a long break?
I think you have to figure out the reason that you're bringing it back, you know, and it has to be fundamentally independent of the original material. And I think that's what Zoe Lister-Jones was able to do. And when I read her script, I mean, I didn't know her. She was just a name on a page, and I thought, oh, okay, she's really got the script functioning on those two levels that I talked about. I said, this is really smart. It's really fun, and I'd be happy to play, you know, the foil in this world.
And when we are introduced to your character Adam, we realize very soon that he has strict rules. So I was wondering, do you agree on a certain level with him that strict rules are necessary in a household?
No, I'm certainly not that kind of a father, but I do believe that structure is important. You know, um,
Right.
I certainly function better with a structure, not strict structure, but I like a schedule. I like a structure, and you know, my son's back there somewhere, and he'll tell you I'm always talking about structure.
Since Chris Carter is working on an animated X Files spin-off, I was wondering, how do you feel about just to have the chance right now to lay back and to enjoy stories in that universe that aren't connected to Fox Mulder?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I look forward to seeing what they do. You know, and it's kind of skewed. I think it's a younger audience, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure
Yeah.
when. You know, is it a daytime show, or is it actual primetime show? I don't know, but you know, some of the shows for me, some of the original X Files are so old that if I'm flipping around television and I catch one, honestly, I don't remember what they're about, and I get to enjoy them like I'd never seen them before, like I'm just watching somebody else do it.
David, I want to thank you very much for your time and all
Appreciate
the best for this
it.
movie,
Thank
and
you.
a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.